it is their reaction and their character from coming back and their composure that's really amazed me. Croatia missed Mandzukic.
Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H. Double H.
Okay. They did it, Reverend X. Maybe England have changed. Maybe this is a new English team with a new mentality, because I thought those guys were down and out. I really did not feel like England had the characteristic resolve to come back from 1-0 down with Croatia putting the pressure upon them. So England not only showed obviously quality winning the game, but it is their reaction and their character from coming back and their composure that's really amazed me. So you've got to look at Gareth Southgate, man, and I think Croatia will look at that and say, you know what, we should have won. We could have won the game. We could have put the game to bed. Kamaric, great goal he scored. They're missing Mandzukic. Croatia missed Mandzukic. He is a humongous loss, and you could just see that his presence in that team, what he does for that team, both on and off the pitch, that is a huge gap to fill. As good as Modric is, I think Mandzukic is a huge, huge loss, man. But look, Harry Kane, man. I've never had anything personal against Harry Kane. I've never had anything personal against him. All I've said is that people rate him too highly. And can this guy show up in big games? He flipping showed up. An assist and a goal. That's huge. Like, there is nothing I can say against it, because this was a high-stakes game, high pressure, a lot was on the line. They were 1-0 down. And I said, look, man, you've got to show up. If you want to prove to me that you're world class, you've got to show up. So I think Harry Kane has pretty much showed that, yeah, look, he's world class. I mean, this guy, he is tier 2 certified. A tier 2 certified guy who is trying to twist my arm into saying he's tier 1. But I think, look, from beyond that, you've got to look at Southgate. I think Southgate is the real MVP of this whole game, because what he's doing with this team is amazing. Because even after this whole World Cup thing, I was like, it was an easy route. Who did you really play? Let's watch out. Okay, you got to semi-finals, but let's just chill out. I think that win against Spain, I was like, that is what really got my attention. Forget whatever they did at the World Cup. It was an easy route. That win against Spain, in Spain, that's the key thing, in Spain, I was like, that's huge. That is a huge statement, massive statement. And to follow it up with one like this, coming from 1-0 down against the Croatia side, who are actually looking pretty good. I mean, it's amazing, but you have to just look at that first half, because really England should have been up 2 or 3 goals. Like, Kane should have scored. Sterling should have scored. Rashford should have scored. There were so many opportunities by England in that first half that they didn't put away, because really, they really put the screw into Croatia and they put them under some serious pressure. But that's why you've got to say that one of the real MVPs is Southgate, because being in England, living in England, in and out of England, I know this English team very, very well. And England have been trash a lot of times. And the problem I've always had with the English is their arrogance. Not all the English people are arrogant, but a lot of them are arrogant. And they kept on overestimating their team. And they kept on flopping. So I said, wait, why do you keep on overestimating your team and think you guys can do something when they keep on flopping? And they kept on saying, oh, we've got Lampard, we've got Gerrard, we've got Beckham. I was like, I don't give a damn who you have. What have they done for England in an England shirt? Nothing. They've been crap. And more or less, they were crap. Whether it's the 2010 World Cup, 2006 World Cup, the Euros, they were crap. Complete and utter garbage. The first real team that they faced, they got beat down. They got beat down. And I think that England team of the Gerrards, Lampards, David Beckham, in a game like this, they would crumble. They wouldn't come back from 1-0 down. They would crumble. They'd go route one. They would not have the kind of character and resolve to really want to win the game. But with this England team, it's a whole new kind of team, man, because I just think the youngsters coming in, look, man, it's a light skin invasion, man. This light skin tribe, these guys are trying to take over the world. But yeah, but seriously though, like, there is there is a change in the mentality to this team. I don't see a team that's afraid anymore. I don't see a team that crumbles when they go 1-0 down. I see a team who are very together, but they believe in themselves. They've got a lot of courage to themselves. I mean, you're looking at whether it's Sancho, Lingard, and so forth, and even Sterling, a guy who I've criticized a lot. Sterling is incredibly important to this team. Sterling, of course, you've got to look about Kane's goals and what Kane does and his clutch moments, but what Sterling does, he is a problem for defense. Because if I'm a defender, I am terrified of Sterling because this is a guy who is fast but knows how to use his speed well. Before he used to be a speed merchant, now this guy knows how to use his speed well because he's very smart and the timings of his runs are amazing. Which is why he was causing Vida and Lovren all kinds of issues. But to Croatia, man, I think Modric is getting old. He is still quality and he will still do his thing, but I do think that he's getting old. You can see that his legs are definitely getting heavy, and I think that World Cup took a lot out of him. I do think that I think Perisic can be a lot better than he actually is, because I think in Perisic we've got a really talented player, but I just feel that he should be doing more for the team, because a guy this good with that much ability that can do so much moving forward with the ball, left foot to right foot. I think, for Croatian should demand more of him. But I think I go back to the whole point of I think the Kalinic guy, I think it's this Kalinic or Kalic guy, he's a pretty decent keeper. So I think the Subasic thing, they can survive that. Mandzukic, that's a huge loss. That is a huge loss, because Mandzukic's presence as a striker, because people forget that Mandzukic, he's very smart. He's a very smart football player, because people just look at him and say, oh, this big, tall, hulking guy with a lot of presence. No, the guy's a smart player. And as good as Kamrich is, and that was a quality goal that he did, I can't go to war with the Kamrich. Like, in a high-stakes game, I want Mandzukic on my team. I don't think Kamrich is the kind of guy that I'd want in a high-stakes game. Like, look, guys, we're in the trenches right now. I need someone to go to war with me. I need someone to go to war with me and to come out clutch for me, whatever way it happens. And Mandzukic is that he's a seasoned vet. He's a seasoned vet that knows how to get to war, that knows psychologically how to navigate this football thing. So I just think, and for Croatia, they're missing that. But Croatia will look back when they were 1-0 up. They had a breakaway, and I think Brozovic had the chance. You put that away, 2-0, it's game over. Psychologically, you defeat England, it's game over. So, and I think those are just those little moments that you have to make those moments count, But I just do think that, that's amazing effort of the World Cup. People forget, the amount of people that Croatia have about 5 people that live in the country. I just think that's World Cup effort. I think that is this generation's full stop. I do feel like if that's just this generation's full stop, you could just tell that whether it's a Modric, whether if it's even a Perisic as well. I just think this is just where this generation ends. Where they can look back and say, we reached the mountaintop. We got to a flipping World Cup final, which is absolutely overachieving for a country of our size. But look, man, the spoils are with England, man, winning the group. And I told you, it's people have to just know how crap England were before. I told you, Gerrard, Lampard, Beckham, all those boys, a bunch of losers. I'm sorry, I may have a bunch of freaking losers, because those guys, based on how much hype they were and based on how good they supposedly were, those guys were part of crap at numerous tournaments, part of crap. But these guys, man, wow, because this is a real team and they're still growing. Because they're still growing and it's a young team. That's the key thing. It's a young team, because the issue with Croatia is that it's quite an old team. A lot of their top players are quite old. Whether it's a Brozovic, whether it's a Perisic, whether it's a Modric, these guys are on the wrong side of 20. Whereas a lot of these, Sterling is still young. Sterling, a mainstay for England, is still a young flipping dude. So I just think that, for Southgate, he's really building a serious force, man. And look, man, in a guy like a Harry Kane, man, that's what every team needs. You need a guy who can come good for you in critical moments. You need a guy who can come good for you in critical moments, and I think that's what that's what Kane did. So 100% it's good to give him sports like that. Bro, You came clutch at a critical moment. You came big time for your team. So I've got to give you props. I've got to give you props. I can't hate. You know, I mean, like, whether people would want to or not, I can't hate because, I mean, like, look, those were two big moves, the assist and the goal. And look, and for Lingard, man, coming in off the bench, right place, right time, Lingard showing how important he is to the team as well. But I think even defensive as well, I think Kyle Walker is a guy who has just improved so much defensively. Before, this guy is just be an airhead who you don't know what he's doing, but he's now become a very well-rounded, very accomplished defender. Very accomplished defender. So credit to Southgate, man, that he's built a team that I can now take. I look at England now and say, oh, no, this is a team that's okay. Let's watch out for these guys now. Because again, when you're looking at the climate of the world right now, like, see, England can still compete with Belgium. I still think, as of right now, looking at what France are doing right now, I think Belgium are still the real. I think Belgium are, for me, I think they're the best team in Europe right now, based on what those guys can do. And I do feel like if Belgium are their full strength and England are their full strength, I'm riding with Belgium, but England can compete. Because I think that since that third place playoff where Belgium outclassed them, I think England have improved. Remember, Sancho is now into the frame right now. You now have a Callum Wilson in right now. So, and just the team as a whole, they're improving and they're just growing and getting better and better. And there is an identity to this England team. There's an identity to this England team. There is a direction to this team. And this is a team who, against a top team, they can at least compete. They may be inferior, but they can compete. Whereas in years prior, if England were up against a top team, I'm like, bro, these guys, they just, when will they lose? So it's exciting times for England and the English national team. And I think for Croatia, well, getting from the group, I think it might be time to really start to think about a whole revamp and a rejig and just revitalize this team and trying to bring in some fresh ideas into the team as a whole, because the quality is still there. There's still quality there, but there just needs to be better incision and precision, and you've got to take your flipping chances when you're a flipping goal up, man. Peace. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at harfootballhot.com or just click over here.